Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Somers Town Board regular meeting, starting here at 7:05 for Thursday, May 9th, 2024. Before we start tonight's meeting, can everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
No. All righty, Patty, can we please start with roll call?
Councilman William G. Falcon.
Here.
Councilman Richard Clinchie.
Here.
Councilman Anthony J. Sirico.
Here.
Councilman Thomas A. Garrity Jr.
Here.
Supervisor Rob Scarano.
Here. Okay, we're gonna move right into public hearing. Patty, publishing and postings, please.
That was published in the Somers Record on April 25th and posted on the bulletin board.
Great, thank you so much. All right, make the motion here to open up public hearing for the proposed zoning map amendment to rezone the property at 295 Route 100, tax map designation 17.18-1-1.2 from R80 to NS Neighborhood Shopping in the town of Somers.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, anybody here for public hearing?
No, this is not public comment, it's a public hearing.
Hearing on that.
But is
Wait,
it Mead's house?
You had something on 295, the police.
He has something for.
Oh, okay, I thought you said
Yeah,
that's a comment,
yeah.
sorry.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Whitmore. I live at 4 Amber Lane in Somers. We moved here about a year and a half ago. We love it up here. We really like the way the town operates with the town council and to be able to get up here and speak our mind. So last night I went to the town planning board and expressed some concerns I had about the development of the state police barracks. We're not against that. We really like the idea of the state police coming here. The things that I find as a taxpayer and as a citizen of Somers is that I feel that the property between our condominium and the state police barracks, we would like them to include in their planning some sort of landscaping between us so that we would have a little bit more privacy between a government building and a private area. That's concern number one. Concern number two is we keep hearing that the state police wants to have an emergency exit, and that I hear that Homeland Security, there's concerns about having an emergency exit for the state police, which, having been in law enforcement for 27 years, I'm kind of surprised that the state police control the roads and that Route 100, if they wanted to close that off from 138 to 202, whatever they wanted to do, they could close that road, they could do whatever they want, but why they want to exit onto private property where we maintain a road, we develop that road, we make sure there are no potholes in that road, we make sure that it's private for our usage or for my usage as a resident there, and we would like to make sure that the state police look at, if they want an emergency exit, that they put it in their plan. And these are the state police, the police who patrol the highways of the state and control the roads of the state. Why they have to come onto private property to make an emergency exit is kind of dazzling to me. Those are my comments, and I may be premature, but I just want to make sure that they get into the record before any plans and that they look at our concerns in this matter.
Have you seen plans that do not include any shrubbery, etc., and also include an emergency exit?
No, sir.
Been no plan.
There are
So-
no plans.
Right, so Jerry, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I heard-
I would think that the screening is something that will be taken into consideration.
And that-
Again, like you said, you're very early. I can't speak to the emergency exit because, we have to see how it develops. But I think something like that, they're going to probably want screening
Yeah,
from a residential neighborhood also, just.
I would think.
so just too quick, yeah, we're very much in the preliminary stages, right? This first step. We haven't seen a site plan yet for that. The next step is to take care of the rezoning here, talk to the state police, see what the site plan looks like, have those discussions with them, hear the concerns that you have. We're very much in the infancy stages, but we are moving pretty fast. I know I saw your comments last night, and I think that was expressed to you. Just one thing that you said that, and you may have misspoke, right? The state police are not coming here. They're already here.
We understand.
Okay, they're already here. They have one small building,
Yes.
looking to make it
Yes.
a bigger building, which would house the same capacity of officers there as well.
The supervisor's been working very hard to keep them here since he was elected 3 years ago. So he's doing a phenomenal job with that.
I stand corrected. They are.
Thank
And I got to tell you this, that in unbeknownst to a lot of people, Westchester County is becoming an area where there's a lot of police buildup activity. The FBI, DEA, other agencies, the Westchester County Police are all maintaining a larger presence here. And it's wonderful for the people of Westchester County. I embrace the fact that the state police are going to be next door to us, and I very much in favor of the supervisor's, efforts. We're not in any way trying to get in the way of.
I know you're not.
Understood.
I know you're not. And we and I understand what the concerns for the privacy, the screening,
Exactly.
emergency access road. And I think once we're in, getting into the real meat of the process, I believe those things will be, expressed and talked about. And I'm sure it'll be something everybody's proud of after the finished product.
And at that point, when it's before the planning board is again, you should bring these comments up again. They'll already be in the record, but you should bring it up again because they're going to be the ones that'll do all the different things having to do with the plan.
Exactly. Thank you so
And nothing you're asking for is unreasonable in any way.
No.
Well, I didn't
Yes,
think so,
problem.
but I just thought I'd bring them up because again, the town of Summers, a wonderful town board, brought people in that
I'm
allowed Mayo,
Last part, I didn't.
allowed the people of Mayopac to make comments here when Somers people were
Oh, that-
thrown out of a hearing over there. So
Common sense.
I applaud coming from New York City, where we had a very small, our vote kept getting smaller and smaller, that up here, people should appreciate
No.
the what you guys are doing.
Well, it's small town. It's small town.
It doesn't matter.
It is.
It's the effort. Thank you
Thank-
very much for
Thank you.
hearing.
Thanks,
me.
Sherry.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else here on this subject matter?
Okay.
Come on up.
You have public comment?
Are you here
On
for
the
public
plan?
comment, or are you here to talk about
This is not public comment.
It's about the law,
this is about the,
about the creation. of
Public
state
hearing on a law.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
okay, anybody else? All righty, then I'll make the motion to close out the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
So moved? Yeah, all right, I'll make the motion to adopt the zoning map amendment.
Second.
First do a neg deck.
Oh, right, make the motion to adopt the neg deck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And then I'll make the motion to propose the zoning map amendment to rezone the property 295.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All righty. All right, now on to public comment. Make the motion to open up public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Anybody here for public comment? All righty.
Good evening, Barbara Tepper, President of the Trustees of the Somers Library. I don't know if you're aware of this, but in the town of Bedford, the town council is actively encouraging the library boards. They have 3 libraries in the town of Bedford. they're actively encouraging the library boards to go for a Chapter 414, wherein the library budget goes up for a vote, just the way the school budget is up for a vote. Because the supervisor of the town of Bedford realizes that they cannot properly support their libraries, given the 2% tax cap and other limitations that they have. And they value their libraries and what their libraries provide for their constituents. So we are looking into ways of making it possible for the library to get the funding that we need to properly support the town. We need a lot more money than what we're getting. We cannot possibly compete in Westchester civil service with hiring qualified employees. We just posted for the head of children's services. Everybody on the civil service list, the head of children's services, said they were not interested. The salary is way too low. So we really do need to address this issue. And I would really love for to get that feeling that this town council and supervisor, and I'm sure in your heart you do support the library, but to just show it a little bit more proactively. And in terms of showing support, I just want to bring it to your attention that for the last 6 months, I've been asking for a copy of the insurance policy that the town has on the library, as it is a town-owned building. I just want to look to see if the coverage is adequate. We have not had an adjuster come by. I have no idea what they would reimburse us if, God forbid, there were a fire and we lost part of the collection, if we would get enough money to replace the books that were lost and the furniture that was lost. And what kind of coverage we have, liability for the employees and the public that comes into the building, especially considering the poor condition of the carpeting, where people stumble and trip. So I would, yes, it's good. So anyway, I would really love to see that kind of overt support for the Somers Library. Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Anybody else?
Good evening, everybody. Tom Newman, 19 Adams Farm Road. Just here to speak about lawn signs. For the second year in a row, we've seen the use of very large sort of mini billboards. We know that we have standard size lawn signs, which are usually about 12 by 18. And there are some rules around those that they are permitted as long as they're not in the way. This is very different. These are signs that are probably 5-6 times as large as those. For the last 2 years, the code enforcement officer has made a determination that those signs violate the town code. Notices of violation have been issued. They appear to be summarily ignored. I don't recall this year or last any of those signs coming down. So, you know, we these signs we now have billboards going up around town for the second year in a row, which would, I imagine, signal to everyone that this will just proliferate this problem, right? And I don't think we want these large signs posted around our town. If I'm driving down I-95, I expect to see a billboard every half mile. If I'm driving through Somers, I don't think any of us want that. And, you know, and unfortunately, these signs are being put up by members of our community that are either already elected leaders or are seeking to be leaders in our community, who should know better and who should attempt to follow the town code. So I think there's two things. If we're going to have a law, which we do, which the code enforcement officer has already made a determination on, obviously that law doesn't have any teeth, because it's being ignored across the board, right? But we could also have leadership, right? So this entity could come out against that problem and let those people know that this is a problem and it's not something we want in our town, and it violates our code according to the determination of the code enforcement officer. I mean, the president of our school board's name, the current president of our school board's name, Nick Mancini, is on these signs. Why hasn't anybody made a call for him to not do that? If we've determined that these signs violate our code.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You-
Yeah, well, yes, I will. Yeah, the issue of signs in town is one that has concerned me for years. I think everyone would agree, whatever the law is, the law should be enforced. So if they're along the, and it's clear that if you are in the town right of way along roads, and that right of way for people's information is not the same on every road. It actually depends upon some a computer program that determines where the right of way was going back, a long time. And so it's not always that 15 feet or 25 feet that
Right.
sometimes people say. Regardless of that, when it is in the right of way of the town, it is clear that those can't be there. Some towns allow that. And members in town have often said, I don't want to be like that particular town, whether it be the south, the north, the east of us. We don't want to be like that. And that's a determination that's made by the people of town and the town board that does that makes those determinations what the law is. In the issue that you're talking about, we have discussed this with the town attorney. What the constitutionality, so towns, any government can legislate the time, place, and manner of signs. The freedom of speech is not limitless. There's no right that's limitless. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater and go, oh, First Amendment, love it. I can say whatever I want. You can't do that. And that would apply to signs. Also, when you get into political speech, there is no speech that is more protected by the Constitution, by the Supreme Court, than political speech. It's the nature of America. Even when you disagree, as has been said, I may disagree with what you say, but I defend to the death your right to say it, which goes back centuries, attributed to Voltaire and others. And so the constitutionality of what is on a person's private property certainly would extend to what you're saying, signs that are along the typical sign along the road, actually called road signs. The question becomes when it becomes bigger than that. Opinion we have heard is that would not apply, that there would be no limitation as you could be on, let's say, on commercial speech, the time, place, and manner of any speech of commercial buildings or anything like that can clearly be legislated by a town or a state or the federal government. As far as political signs on private property, though, is there a limitation to them? Could you put up a flashing neon sign and that your neighbor would see at 3 o'clock in the morning? Could you put up the entire front of your house is simply a sign that you have painted across the whole thing? Is that a limitation of it? To tell you the truth, we don't know the answer to that. We have gotten opinion on it, and I believe we'll continue to research and discuss it. Obviously, we hear what you've said, and I would say, most people would say, it's a small town, like the gentleman was just saying, like coming here, a small town from New York City, small town, we get along with each other, we consider each other, we're respectful of each other, we do it, the common sense for the common good. And sometimes, though, you do have to research issues and find out, okay, but we don't all necessarily agree with what's the common sense or even what is the common good. And that's where we must be honest, we have to do a little bit more research apparently to see what it is within the power of the town. Obviously, no town, no state, no federal government, no person can violate the Constitution. Without the Constitution, we have no country. So the Constitution eventually is the determining factor. There are interpretations, of course, under the Constitution. For example, if you say we are all under the Fourth Amendment free from unreasonable searches and seizures. Well, what's reasonable and what's unreasonable? That becomes interesting under the law and the cases that you would study about that. In this particular case, we may have to look at the cases of political speech and what, if any, limitations are there on that political speech on private property. And interpretations may be you can't. We'll have to see about that. But the issue has been in town for a long time. And probably we would do well, not just to look at the particular instances that you are citing here, but in general, what, if anything, would we want to do in terms of our code to make it more clear for every person? Because I'm sure you have read the code and you probably read it better than I have, because sometimes it's not particularly clear. And maybe that's something that we can do better. In the meantime, we do have a situation, and some people may say, can we all get along, kind of Rodney King, and be respectful of each other? And other people say, I have a right to freedom of speech, and I want to exercise that right.
I always enjoy when Richard puts his teaching hat on. Thank you, Rich. No, I do. He explains things very clearly, and you could tell that he was a teacher for quite a few years. On the other hand, I will say this, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Roland, you can correct me. Even with a violation, there's normally 30 days in which to get rid of it. So you do the math. People know that. You put it up on the 1st, the vote's on the 29th. They take it down, and guess what? The violation is gone, and they did it within the process. The violation does not say you have to have it gone within 2 or 3 days. It says you need to have this sign removed within 30 days. They use it 30 days. Would I do it? No, I've never, in all the times I've run for office, I've never had a sign made. I've never used one in town. Do I like the big signs? Absolutely not. I don't think there's a spot for them. And again, I think Mr. Newman's 100% right. We're going to have to, as the board here is, we're going to have to come up with a better solution, or it's just going to proliferate. And in the next election, everybody's going to have a 4x6 sign in all the spots that are instead of the smaller ones. But the problem is right now, even if it's a violation, they still have 30 days to do it. The 30 days hasn't run out yet since the letters went out. And my guess is they'll be gone next Thursday or Wednesday. I think the vote's Tuesday.
Roland, is the violation in play for signs in the right of way? Can I just pick up signs in the right of way?
So in the right of way,
Right of way can just be picked up by a town.
So we can go into right of way and take anything.
But that is
100 by your driveway or by there, as long as you got 50 feet into that. So that's one thing. On the personal and the leadership issue, I've been doing this since 2012, run through a bunch of elections. I've not once bought a sign. I've always, I have. Folks, I know you have. And I've said, and when people ask me, I say no signs.
But
So, I mean, and that's basically.
Tom, we're not going to get into a debate. I mean,
And-
we're just responding to what you.
I have one follow-up that I just want to.
But just to make clear, when town attorney says representative of the town, I'm told that's the building inspector and code enforcement officer.
Code enforcement.
And
Not
maybe the,
us
No, not you, but highway.
maybe the highway, right?
Highway can do it because
in the town,
they're in charge of their road.
right?
Because we're even discovering now, we saw a sign that we thought was well within the right of way, and we're being told
It's not.
it's not. Now, to the visual, it looks like it has to be, but it's a
Oh.
state road, and we don't know what the footage is there, and we need to rely on our experts to tell us.
Right.
Yeah, so I just want to clarify, I'm not here to question the constitutionality
No,
of the town's laws. I'm not here to question the town's laws. Whether I've read them or not, what I know is that the code enforcement officer has made a determination based on his reading of the code that the signs at these 4 locations are in violation. Notices have been sent. So we've got a set of people playing by the rule. So I know that big signs are illegal, therefore I wouldn't put one up.
right.
Because the building, the code enforcement officer has made that determination. But what we're saying here tonight is I might as well go put it up.
I wouldn't want you.
And I tell you what, if I was a candidate, another candidate in this race, I would make sure that mine was bigger.
So.
Well, that's
That's
what's gonna happen,
Problem is,
right?
Show your
we've
leadership.
got a process and we, right now, and maybe we can write it that we can do a violation within a week. I don't know if we can do that. I don't know.
You know,
A state law, but right now, if there's 30 days, we can't go.
right. I think that given that the determination has been made, I think that the town board should put pressure on candidates, given that you've made this
I think this should volunteer
determination.
down. I agree.
Well, that's what, and that's what we all wish. But I think that's where this is a matter of leadership to solve the problem today.
Right.
And it's a matter of doing the work. Now, this isn't the first time I've been up here on this issue.
Yep.
It is a process, but we got to start the process or just take it off the books.
No, just to be clear also, in the past times that we've run, we've come to an agreement with both parties that we aren't going to do it
Up here.
up here, and we don't do it.
Yep.
So that's how we've done it. School boards out, if the school board people ask me to do something, should I put up a sign? I say no. Okay. And in the rights of way, they can come down. In the issues that I think Tom and you're referring to are the ones that may be on outside the right of way in on their property.
Nothing to do with right away.
No, he's talking,
Size
you're talking about the size of the sign.
Size only,
That's what you're talking about.
I have no problem with little signs. I'm not here to complain about any little signs.
What are the size issues with political signs? Any, constitutionally, whatever. Oh, can we governance?
I don't know that the size limitations apply to political signs. You can do research.
Have to look.
Okay.
By the time we do it, the signs will all be gone.
But we'll do it for future.
You have to
Yeah.
do it for.
Listen, we've been talking about this, I mean, for years, and I've even referred to it earlier, I think to the supervisor, we're gonna have sign Mageddon here, and it's gonna be, I see your sign and I double that, it's gonna be like a bad poker game.
Right.
And you're right, and that does not, in my opinion, serve the public interest in any way.
Right. So I would just urge the town board to reach out to candidates for school board, let them know what we expect of them so that we can have a level playing field where everybody plays by the rules. That's what I'm asking you to do here tonight.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
And I have.
You have reached out to him?
I talked.
Anybody else here for public comment? Come on up.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Wintle. I'm familiar with some of you, but I don't think you all know me, so I just wanted to introduce myself. I believe, the newest trustee for the Somers Library Board of Trustees. And I know that there was a lot of concern about turnover. That happened before my time, so I can't speak to that, but I know that the Board of Trustees is working really hard. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to consider for staffing, for the condition of the building, et cetera. I'm sure you know all the issues that are going on. But I think that as a new member there, I just see a lot of really concerned people who are on the board, and even the new members are very involved and trying to, do the best that we can for the Somers Library. I'm also on the board of directors for the Lake Lincolndale Property Owners Association. I served there for many years, 3 as president. So and I'm still on that board of directors. So I'm familiar with that and the conditions that, any board has to deal with. So I just wanted to introduce myself, let you know that, I'm part of that board now with the library, and, hopefully we can all work together to make everything better for this library that's so important to.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Did you hear about the opening through a town, when the supervisor announced in a town board meeting, or did you?
I heard about it on social media,
Oh,
actually. Yes.
That's stuff I missed.
Yeah, and I emailed Barbara. I have been in Somers for over 20 years, and I've worked in publishing at Random House, which is now Penguin Random House, for over 20 years. So books have been my whole career. And, you know, not a librarian, but I have,
Have to be.
yeah, I have, you know, an intimate knowledge of the books that have been published in the last 20 years, and, you know, and feel very strongly about the library serving the community. I have 17-year-old twins that I've, you know, that now I'm hoping for the teen space for. And I took them to the library and to the children's library for many years. I did the summer reading program. I chaired that for the PTA. So I've just been involved in the library for many years in, you know, a personal capacity for my children, and now hopefully, you know, help the library in any way possible.
Are the twins in high school?
Yes,
Are they
they're
juniors?
juniors.
They're my daughter's age. My daughter's a junior as well.
Nice.
I'm sure they've known each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy year.
Yes, it is.
Junior year.
ATs.
That-
Yep.
Just took one on Saturday.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Okay.
Oh,
that's it.
Great.
That's all I.
Thank you
but-
for volunteering. And I think everyone shares your sentiment. Truly, the library is part of the heart of Somers, and you always treat your heart right, you know. So yeah,
Right.
try to do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Come on up.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Keegan. You all know who I am. I am here as the Vice President, Library Board of Trustees, and I wanted to make a public statement that covers a couple of issues. First of all, there is going to be more turnover in the library because I have to leave. I have to leave because of a family illness, and it is significantly important that we move to where our family is located. I'm not leaving because I don't want to be in Somers. I'm not leaving because I don't want to be on the library board. What I have learned in my time on the library board is that you've got an incredibly dedicated group of people who want nothing more than to help this library thrive, and feel very strongly that there could be greater support from the town. That said, the concern about the turnover in the library board members is because when you become a library, you think you're going for a 2-hour meeting once a month. You don't realize that you are going to commit yourself to ensuring the comfort and sanity of the people who are working at the library, to ensuring the safety of the building and the best development of and use of the building as property to educate our children and keep our community safe and comfortable. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, and the leadership of the board is by none other than a former retired librarian who is an expert in the field and gives a lot of time and energy as if she was a very well salaried person, devoting herself to the staff and the community in ways that I have not in years from most people. It's important to understand that when you come in to this position and find out that in addition to the job that you're salaried for and the family that you care for, you now have given yourself to a community that needs more than you may be able to provide while working at your salaried position and taking care of your family. Because people have left for the best interests of the library board so that members can be on the board who actually have the time and availability to give to this effort, there is going to be turnover. It's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. People who realize they can't give their best step aside so that people who can come in and have that opportunity. It would be greatly appreciated if communication between the town and the Board of Trustees of the library was more positive than negative and more supportive than questioning. And we feel very strongly as a group that that is currently, unfortunately, not the dynamic that we are feeling. So moving forward, as I leave, this upcoming meeting will probably be my last. As I leave, it is my greatest and most sincere hope that the town board and the library board will be able to find a way to work together in the interests of the library, communicating as respected and respectable adults, rather than suggesting that people need to leave their volunteer positions. So if we could do that moving forward, if we could understand that if one person is asked to leave the library board because a group of other people who are not participating in the library board feel that that might be best, it would be helpful. And I want to thank the town board for everything that it has done. You have worked diligently to support this community in every money-saving way you possibly can. If you can give of your energy to the library as you give of your energy to other areas of this town, it will only benefit the entire community.
Stephanie, can I ask you one question? As you're leaving with your experience, is there something the town could do better? You say that people come on and then find out that there's so much more, as you say. Is there something that the town can do to apprise people of those responsibilities, or it's just something you have to experience and we can't really educate them beforehand?
Well, there is, as in any position that you take, salaried or unsalaried, there's always the opportunity to list the tasks that are involved in the position that you're considering taking. If the town presents the position to the community as an opportunity to be involved in the board of trustees of the library, it would be helpful to discuss with the current sitting members of the board and the library director exactly what the board and its members do for the library, so that when people are coming in to have this conversation about the possible opportunity, while we're asking them what we feel might be important questions about their qualifications, they have the ability to look over the list of things that the town would expect a good board member to be willing and able to participate in. That would be very helpful, no question.
Can I just speak to that point quickly? I did create a job description for library trustee. And anybody who inquires, I sent
Ah.
out the job description.
There we go.
That you're expected to attend meetings on the third Wednesday of the month at 7:00. You will be expected at some point to take over a leadership role, because that's what keeps a board healthy. Bringing in new people with fresh ideas and not just sitting back and going to sleep during a meeting. I also invite prospective members to attend a meeting and see what we're about, so that they see how we function, the way that the meetings are conducted, and they can make a much more informed decision if they decide, yes, this is what I want.
So you've taken measures to do that?
I've taken.
Yeah, okay, that was really my question. All right, great. Thank you.
Anything else?
Come on up.
I can't. if you
Okay.
don't mind, I'll speak to you from here.
Okay.
My name is Susan Dillon, and I am on the I am a library trustee. I have been on the board since 2019, and I came on the board with 18 years of experience as a library trustee, including being president. I had the experience of building a library, demolishing of the library that was there, and working and also hiring directors, et cetera, et cetera. And I would like to say that we all work very, very diligently. We are all volunteers. Barbara is absolutely amazing. Her knowledge is unbelievable, and she follows every single part of library business, doing everything. Because we do not have enough money to pay the people as much as they should be getting, we've been called a starter library. And people say, well, we don't want to come to a starter library. We wouldn't get enough money. To help along with this, Barbara has initiated breakfasts, lunches, celebrations of holidays with the staff, which is very much appreciated. And the staff that we have is very happy there. They love their directors. They have had the 2 women recently, and they are working with us to help us find new people for the staff. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at our board meetings. We have one next week on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? on up.
Of course, I knew it was,
Oh,
we weren't getting away from you, Tommy.
we just thought you were dropping by to say hello.
Yeah, I am. Not gonna be long. Just want to say, tomorrow night we got a rally at the Olympic Diner about the, plant,
About the what?
battery farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
We can get people to go there. Just gonna say something. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, what time?
5:30,
Thank you.
5:30 to 6:30.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Anybody else? No? All righty. I'll make the motion. Oh, come on up.
What are you talking about?
You can, we've.
yeah, it's open comment,
Comment.
public comment. You
Open,
say what
thank
you
you.
like.
Whatever you can cram into 3 minutes.
Well,
I'll be even shorter.
I love that.
Okay, first of all, I thank you because I am not a Somers resident. I'm
Can we get your name?
Name and address.
Maria D. Simone, 21 Center Road, Mayapack, New York.
Thank you.
Okay.
As of last night, I understand, because I was at that meeting. Somers will be able to talk as of next week. So, I mean, one of
So
the,
many
que-
residents will be able to show up and
in, yeah,
Prop,
in
prop,
Mayapack.
right?
The last time I spoke in Mayapack, it was kind of like, okay, are we going to build a wall? So because it's so much air and Mayapack air, I mean, is that? Please don't give up. I read something today that was disturbing, and I'm hoping that you guys are not giving up in fighting this, because it has to be fought. And my house,
Can you paraphrase what you read?
something that you guys were agreeing to this thing now?
Yeah, I haven't heard. it.
It would, I'll find it.
That's
The lengths that we went to, no.
I'll
fake news.
I'll find it, because and I was shocked, but okay.
No.
You have, a person who has an awful lot of property in Somers, Granite and Somers border, Granite Springs. Calvin Klein's property, where he stores his horses.
yeah, Stonewall Estate.
I would hate to think if this thing blew up or started, the wind is gonna blow it. And these poor horses, and when I read today on his site that I guess one of the horses won the Kentucky Derby a few years back, and he stores it there.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna do
I think it
everything.
ran in it. I don't think it won it. It ran in it.
Yeah, well.
And I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
I don't think we ever had a horse here win. I think they run it.
Next time.
They run in the field usually,
well, listen,
which is still an accomplishment.
yeah, I'm not, no, but I'm not into the,
Yeah, no.
so, but I was like, okay, you know what, these poor animals. So I'm gonna do everything I can to try to get a hold and get this message out, because either he doesn't know what's going on, And it's a great possibility because a lot of people don't know what's going on with this. And everybody that I talk to, so it's worse. But please do not give up and don't give in, because I know the fire departments don't want it. I don't think your fire department is going to want it. I believe you guys are volunteers too.
Mhm.
And it's not fair. It just isn't. So again, I thank you, and I thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you for
Thank you so
coming.
much. Anybody else? No? Make the motion to close the public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
So move. Department reports, Patty.
I have reports from the town clerk, building inspector, zoning board of appeals, plumbing, Bureau of Fire Prevention, Parks and Recreation, Planning and Engineering, tax receiver, and director of finance.
Thank you so much. Right, business of the board here. After a long wait, New York State DOT has given us the approval for the crosswalk between Chico's and, oh,
Want to just,
I'll hold off for a second. Oh,
Thank you.
thanks, Tom.
Okay, I'm up. I'm up. That's why I couldn't come into the microphone.
move,
Yeah.
move the chairs.
So to go back on that a little bit, so after a long wait, the New York State DOT, they approved the crosswalk between DeChico's parking lot going over to the other parking lot across the street where Bobo's is, where Somers Smiles, that parking lot over there. There's a few things that have to happen first. There are forms and paperwork that need to be filled out. We need to have a site meeting. We will also have to go out to bid on that. So it's going to take some time, but we're hoping to get these things rolling. And if we can push the envelope here, we'll be able to hopefully start this and get it ready for school year of next year. But we're at final step, so which is a good thing. Also, I'd like to mention too, it is mental health awareness month. I've spoke out of this a bunch of times before. We've had meetings about this as well. So it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Also, it's Military Appreciation Month as well. And also Municipal Clerks Week for you, Patty. Right. And then as we move over to Town of Somers updates, we do here have today, we have a proclamation for Grace Zimmerman. The 2024 94th Assembly District Woman of Distinction Award that she got. And of Grace, I think you are here.
She's in the back. Come on up, Grace.
Come on up, Grace.
Yes. Take a picture. Yeah. You guys everybody want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Go up there and take a picture.
We will.
So as you guys get up there and for that, right, I just kind of, just really quickly, just touch on some of the high points here of the proclamation. Whereas the town is only as great as the residents that comprises it, residents whose efforts, contributions, and love of life continually contribute to enhance, beautify, and preserve their community. And whereas Grace Zimmerman and her husband Jeff moved to Purdy's in 1989, where they raised their daughter Madeline. I'll move on a little bit. She also served on the PTA, Golden's Bridge, Hounds, Pony Club, Daughters of America Revolution, Public Relations Society of Americas, and then for the 94th Assembly District Woman of Distinction Award, and thank her and her immeasurable time and service as she devoted in preserving and honoring the historical properties and artifacts in the town of Somers. Whereas Grace will be sorely missed by all of her wealth and historic knowledge, and is wished a wonderful, happy, and healthy retirement with her husband, Jeff. So, yeah. On behalf of myself and the rest of the town board, we do hereby officially express our gratitude, thanks, and appreciation to Grace Zimmerman for her years of service, and hereby declare Friday, May 10th, 2024 as Grace Zimmerman Day in the town of Somers. Hey!
I'm nobody.
Did you want a minute? Want to get a minute?
So I know it is National Preservation Month, and Somers Historical Society. Does anybody want to say anything about
Yeah, Grace.
National Preservation Month, since we have Grace here?
Yeah, Doris.
And Doris.
Doris, I would,
Town historian.
and I want to thank you. This was a huge honor and
Hmm.
I'm really blown away. Didn't know this was going to happen. So you keep
Well
keep
deserved.
really good secrets. So thank you.
We'll see you Saturday.
Yes, you will. See you Saturday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a little PowerPoint and I'm going to look to the tech wizard.
Oh,
There we go.
there you go.
There we go.
So Somers will join communities across the country this month by declaring May Preservation Month. Since 1973, the National Trust for Historic Preservation has set aside the month of May as a time to highlight and encourage preservation efforts in communities around the country in order to raise public awareness and support for historic preservation. It's in that light that we're here to represent Somers Historical Society to highlight and applaud the town's past preservation efforts with encouragement to continue that stewardship. It's natural and fitting Somers join this national initiative since Somers town government has supported historic preservation, beginning with its acquisition of the Elephant Hotel as the seat of government in 1927 for a cost of $20,000. Since that time, the town of Somers has come to amass a portfolio of historic buildings, either through bequest or purchase. Today, that portfolio includes 3 national register sites and 1 national historic landmark, which is maintained primarily through taxpayer dollars and augmented with grant funding and donations by civic groups and volunteers. Through adaptive reuse principles, the town has converted most of these buildings to municipal office space while retaining much of the original architectural features. Other buildings, such as the Wright Reese Homestead and outbuildings, are maintained as historic sites and interpreted as such. Equally significant was the recognition by the town of the significance of the 56-acre Somers Hamlet, of which the Elephant Hotel, St. Luke's Church, and Bailey Park are focal points. First, the town amended its building code to reflect that historical significance in an effort to maintain the historic character by creating the Business Historic Preservation District, commonly known to as the BHPD. And as a further step, sought and gained National Register status for the Somers Hamlet, adding yet another historic distinction to our community and local businesses located within the BHPD. Most recently, the town embarked upon a monumental project to rehabilitate the Old Bet Monument to make certain any changes would be compliant with National Historic Preservation regulations in order to retain National Landmark status, as well as to meet existing building codes. Later this month, we will be releasing a video about the work undertaken in that process, which we would like to air on the cable channels as well as online on the YouTube channels. It's come to our attention that the town is now undertaking an updated building condition survey of the Elephant Hotel with Stephen Tilley Architects. We hope we use the tool as a tool. We hope we use a survey as a tool to address the needs of this national landmark, the Elephant Hotel, as it approaches its 200th anniversary next year.
Cleaned up.
Ooh, God.
Yeah. Somers Historical Society shares in taking pride in the town of Somers historic preservation efforts through the years and celebrate those achievements this month with the resolution you will be passing later this evening. Do you have the? No. In closing, we'd like to share a letter from our archives from an unbiased third party dated June 10th, 1963, that lauds the town's long-standing commitment to its heritage and historic preservation.
Okay. This letter comes from a man named Walter Barada, and he is with the City of New York Department of Parks. And he writes at June 10th, 1963, to the Somers Historical Society, Somers, New York. Ladies and gentlemen of the Society, while driving through your lovely little town a week ago, I was startled to see what I thought was an elephant floating in midair. Needless to say, I stopped for a closer look because I had always been told that elephants just don't fly.
Yeah.
Well, to my delight, I found that it was indeed an elephant. And though naive in character and very charming, a piece of sculpture. May I express to you my appreciation of your efforts in maintaining this most unusual monument. All too often in our biased area, such one-of-a-kind creations are discarded because of the very
Naivete.
okay, which makes them worthy of perpetuation. I shall always be glad I met your elephant and proud to know that, at least in Somers, our heritage is in good hands. Cordially, Walter Barada, Director Division of Monuments for the City of New York.
Wow.
Cool.
Thank you all.
Way back when. Yes, this building is going to be 200 years old in another year, so get ready.
Yeah.
Because
We'll have a-
we certainly have to have a birthday party or something
Yeah.
to celebrate. Okay,
That's it.
thank you.
Thank you.
guys.
And
Yes, congratulations.
You know, Grace, as you leave town, you leave your marker. You know, people always say that there are so many things that have gone on in this town because of you and your husband's help. I mean, you're always in the middle of it, along with Doris, planning these events from, you know, the elephant out in front to September 11th, to opening up upstairs periodically, to Wright Reese Homestead. And you've been at the center of all that. And
Parades also, yeah.
and that's a tough bill to fill for somebody. So Doris, you're going to be working extra as a town historian now. We have to raise that pay maybe.
well, thank you.
But you've been fantastic for the town.
Well, thank you.
And
And,
you're-
and to the point of Memorial Day, we will be having a service,
Yeah.
Memorial Day service on Memorial Day at 10 a.m. It's still up in the air whether there'll be a parade or not, but so 10 a.m. at Ivandale Cemetery.
Excellent.
All right,
And
good.
Grace,
good.
really personal and on behalf of the town, thanks for all you've done. I mean, this town is great for a variety of reasons, but one of the things among the others is hometown pride. And you just can't have this kind of hometown pride without respect and understanding of history that you bring to the table and you bring for the rest of the town. So greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you. It's a mutual love.
Thank you,
One
Grace.
question before Rob continues. Before you get them to paint the walk across, would you suggest that the schools give a little bit of a course in how to cross the street?
Yeah, you're right.
Because as long as I did day camp with the 5-year-olds, they learned to cross the road in Reese Park because people were traveling to the upper field and you never knew when somebody was going to gun it coming down the road. But they all knew how to cross. But I have witnessed when I've gone, and I'm quite sure all of you have, when those kids cross at dismissal, they don't look to the left or the right, and it's all right to walk. And there have been accidents. Luckily, children have not been killed. I think it's great that they can come. We have sidewalks. They have no idea how to cross a street. So I'm just asking, keep it in mind when the paintbrush goes on the road. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doris. All right, let's move on to number 3 here. Award proposal to the bid and authorize supervisors to execute a contract to complete the mold remediation needed in the Wright Reese Homestead in the amount of $19,854.98 with United Restoration Service per memo dated May 3rd, 2024 from the Historic Properties Board. I'd like to make the motion to award the proposal.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We do have an add-on for this evening. And this is authorize the supervisor to execute the New York State DOT snow and ice year 2021, 21-22, and 22 to 23. And I got to tell you, that was the hard work from our finance department. Since we do have a shared agreement to do the state roads, we're getting an increase in funding. And that was a result of our finance department going back and forth, working due diligently on getting that to happen. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
So I'd like to make the motion to authorize the supervisor to execute those years.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Parks and Rec, there is no additional business. Financial, no additional business. Highway, nothing to report. Current vacancies, Affordable Housing Board, Library Board of Trustees, Planning Board. If anybody's interested in serving on one of these board positions, please contact my office and we will get, we'll set up a time to meet. Also, moving on here, approve the request to pay out 8.5 unused vacation days to Taylor Winchy, who resigned effectively May 1st, 2024, at the appropriate date to be determined by Bob Kehoe, Director of Finance. I'll make the motion to approve the payout of 8.5 unused vacation days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move. Acknowledge the resignation of Christy Farrell, Head of Children's Services with the Somers Library, effective April 23rd, 2024. And then with regret, we'll put 5 and 6 together here. Authorize the hiring of Michael Russo as Somers Police Officer part-time to work no more than 20 hours per week, an hourly equivalent rate of 80% of the current officer rate per memo dated May 3rd, 2024, from Brian Linkletter, Chief of Somers Police Department, effective May 13th, 2024. And then authorize the hiring of Michael Sikos as a Somers Police Officer part-time. Same thing applies to the 80% and the dates there as well. I'll make the motion to authorize the hiring of Michael Russo and Michael Sikos, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right. Planning and Engineering for review and comment, wetland and the SMESC application for Parent Road. Anybody?
I have no comments.
I have no comment as well. Okay.
Okay.
None.
All right. And then here we go down to police, no additional business. We just took care of that. And then consensus agenda. Let me just point out number 4 and 5. We do have public hearings for a proposed code change to accessory apartments for June 13th. And then we also have a scheduled public hearing for proposed local law for community water supply systems. And that is also June 13th. I'll make the motion to approve the consensus agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Great. If we move on here to the calendar for the rest of the up until August here. We do have June 6th and June 13th, both meetings starting at 7, Town Board work session, Town Board regular meeting. July 11th, Town Board work session and Town Board regular meeting. We have combined both the July meetings together, and the August, we did the same thing, combined them both together. And that is August 8th for the work session, Town Board regular meeting. Patty, I'll go into the announcements. That way you can give your super fun fact. All right, announcements here. The Somers Lions Club Carnival is currently going on. That goes until Sunday here at the Fireman's Field. Assemblyman Matt Slater's Women of Distinction ceremony for the 94th Assembly District, and our own Grace Zimmerman will be there on the 11th here this Saturday at 11 a.m. and that's the Town of Carmel Town Hall. Westchester County Mobile Shredder coming to Somers. That is May 14th. And that's at Reese Park, the annual statewide ban prohibiting residential brush burning. That is going on, and that goes through May 14th. Community Center of Northern Westchester's 8th annual Moms for Moms Drive. That's now through Wednesday, May 15th. We got the Somers PTA E-Waste Recycling Day. That is May 18th, and that is from 9 to 1, and that is at Somers Intermediate School. We got Somers Senior Program Casino Bus Trip. That is Friday, May 24th, and that bus will depart from Van Tassel House, 8:30 to 7:30. Westchester County 56th Annual Salute to Seniors. That's Thursday, May 30th, and that is Westchester County Center. Assembly Matt Slater's Feminine Hygiene Drive. Help donate feminine hygiene products to those in need throughout the 94th District. And that's now through the end of May. You can drop some stuff off here at the Elephant Hotel. We got the 8th Annual Charity Car Show in memory of Louis DeMarco. That is Sunday, June 2nd, 2024. And then we also have, again, we have the Town of Somers Independence Day celebration in partnership with the Somers Lions Club and the Somers Chamber of Commerce. That is Wednesday, July 3rd. That is at Reese Park. Between 4 and 5, we're start time there. It goes until the end of the fireworks. We got some great bands, Happy Crabs and the Pork Chop Express. And then again, do not forget Memorial Day service, May 27th over at Ivandale Cemetery, starting at 10 a.m. We're still working if we're going to do a parade or not, but more to come on that in the next couple of days. That is it for the announcements. Patty, fun facts.
So today's a true fun fact day.
Sounds fun.
Mosquitoes are the deadliest animals in the world. They kill more people than any other creature due to the diseases they carry. And if you know me, you know I don't like mosquitoes. There's not one letter Q in a U.S. state name. There's the only letter in the alphabet that's missing. There is a J and a Z, and they're only represented one time in New Jersey and Arizona.
Huh.
The word strengths is the longest word in the English language with only one vowel. And finally, last but not least, it's impossible to hum while holding your nose. Go ahead, try it. And congratulations to all my wonderful new teams.
Well, those, I can't think
You're right.
facts that are more fun than what you have brought to us tonight.
Yeah.
That's
I tried.
best fun of weeks.
Well, speaking of fun, can I wish everybody in Somers, all the moms, a very happy Mother's Day Sunday. Don't forget.
Stealing.
Nice.
That's right.
Wish, yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Well, the world has a lot of problems, but Judge is starting to hit, so it all kind of evens out. Although I would say, think about the issue we discussed tonight. Small towns, probably small signs in small towns probably goes together.
So Judd hits when it gets warmer. I think that's the thing.
Yes, exactly. He's heating up.
He's heating up.
Right.
Tom, anything?
Yeah, I'll reiterate what Bill said, especially to Linda and Patty here. Happy Mother's Day, and enjoy the day. That's it. Nothing
Yeah,
else.
happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, nothing I hear on my end. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And I'll make the motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So move.
Thank
Night.
Hey, well,
Yes, I would have liked it to have gone up, but